Del agua mansa libreme Dios, que de la brava me libro yo. Hello guys, welcome to the KEDICHO Podcast, the podcast where we dive deep into the dichos we grew up hearing from our parents and grandparents in our Mexican household.
I am Alondra Luviano.
And I am Alejandro Luviano. In this episode, we're going to be breaking the dicho down, translating it. We're going to dive deep to try to uncover the meaning behind the dicho and try to uncover a little bit of
how it's worked out in our lives, or if there's any examples we've had.
Exactly. So stay tuned to this episode all the way to the end because there's going to be some juicy information for you. Let's get started, Alo.
All right. Del agua mansa libreme Dios. Let's break down that first phrase. First, let's translate it for our non-English speakers.
All right, yeah.
Non-Spanish speakers.
give it a try,
all right.
Miss No Sabo girl.
I am a Yosepo. All right. Anyways, del agua mansa libreme Dios.
Sorry, Joey.
Shut up. That's Joe. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, moving on. All right. So the first phrase, may God liberate me from still waters.
That, and then the second part is that
I liberate myself from rapid waters.
Because I liberate myself
from the rapid waters.
The rapid ones.
From the rapids. All right. So let's so it's, give me your translation.
God save me or look out for me from the calm waters. Mm-hmm. That from the crazy ones, I got it.
Okay.
I got this.
Okay. So, what were your first thoughts when you heard of that dicho, Alejandro? What came to your mind?
So for me, calm waters or aguas mansas kind of like referred to like
a calm water.
When things are going good, that's when I want you to have my back because things are good. Like it's like I'm not aware when things are good. I'm usually distracted. I'm usually like not paying attention. So please help me on those moments when things are good that I'm unaware. But whenever there's rapid waters, or meaning when situations are chaotic, difficult, well, only I can get myself out of those.
That's interesting. I beg to differ.
You think it's flipped?
I don't think I would ever be without. I don't think I've ever had the notion or the idea that I don't need his help when it's good, when it's bad.
Okay.
That's why I'm like, okay, like that's
right.
That's interesting. But that's an interesting look of the dicho because I didn't think about that at all when it came to the dicho.
All right. Yeah, I will explain mine a little bit more in a bit.
Because you're going deep real quick.
But
what I was just thinking is like, oh, what did you think of when you first heard it? But that's what you thought of. Okay.
No, yeah. So I'll break mine down a little bit more later on. Right now, what you got from the dicho when you heard it first?
When I first heard it, just as you said, it was kind of hard to understand what it was saying until I read it in pieces. And I thought of just calm waters, how it's a thing. It's a known fact that you don't just trust calm waters because you don't know the type of current that could go under. Just because it looks calm, aquí de vista, de lejitos, from afar, once you get in, you don't know how fast the current is really going to go. And technically saying it's more dangerous when you see calm waters, right? Because when you see rapid waters, you already know what is going on. So you cannot be deceived because God saved me from being fooled. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I can't get fooled again. Como dijo George Bush?
Something like that.
It's so dumb like that.
That TikTok that I showed you about that
the girl loving
like,
her man.
And then, but like sometimes just want to punch him in the face.
What does that have to do with this at all?
Nothing, but like it just happened this week that I showed her this TikTok.
I don't know, you guys. Like, do you ever just look at your partner and you're just like, wow, I love you so much, but I also I just want to squeeze you. I just want you to be condense yourself to a little ball of masa and just like squeeze you like a stress ball.
Give me like a tight squeeze and see what happens.
Yeah,
like a ketchup package.
Yeah, I just want to bite you, cute aggression.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
It's the point that I just want to open your skin and just go inside and just like sew it up. I'm just kidding.
What the? All right, let's go deeper on that. Tell me, when did this fantasy started?
No. No, I don't know if anybody relates. Not like literally. That's sick. But
so, guys, I want you to do two things right now. Go into the comment section and give us your perspective of what the dicho so far this time that you heard it. Your first time hearing this dicho, and if it's not either way, comment down below. But comment your thoughts of what you think the dicho is about, or what makes you think about. The other thing I want you to do is, if you relate with Alondra, what she just said.
Oh gosh, I know people relate. You relate. You say you kind of just want to bite me sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like,
I don't know why. Like I know why, but like I don't understand.
That's interesting. I've never really wanted to punch you, but bite you.
So I wanting to, the baton where you balance each other in those play areas, the foam places.
Oh,
where I just want to like sock you
like a gladiator.
Yeah,
foam battle.
That's the only way I could get it.
Girl,
get to hit you.
I'll beat you. I beat you 100%. There's no way you're gonna get me.
I don't know. I just kind of want to just like.
You just want to whack me real hard.
Yeah, but like, without actually hurting you.
No, you have to hurt me. If you're gonna whack me, I would rather you like give me a good. Girl, if you give me one and like it doesn't hurt, I'm gonna be like,
oh, so you want to hurt me?
No, I'm just gonna be like, you had a chance. I don't know. Either way.
Anyways.
But I'm saying, if you're gonna hit me good. So it'll be worth it.
My mugshot right here. Right. Domestic violence, we do not promote that, guys.
No, guys, no.
At all.
No. Now,
back to the dicho.
Guys. Alondrita.
Yes,
Now, let's give a little bit of context about this dicho.
From the little explanation that I did see when I read it, was that just be apariencias engañan, so don't be fooled by appearances, basically. Yeah, so for an example, when you would use this is a social media influencer. Mm-hmm. You love them, whatever, and then you meet them in person, and for whatever reason they act, or maybe not even an influencer, a celebrity. Okay, let's say, for example, like a celebrity that you really love and you admire and you look up to, and then you end up meeting him or her, and instead of them wanting, and you ask the celebrity, can you sign my whatever autograph? Give me an autograph. And they give you an attitude, or they don't give you the time of day, or they just really didn't give you a respectful answer. Mm-hmm. In that scenario, I think that's when this dicho would work. So I guess in this scenario, you have looked up to this celebrity for so long because they preached and talked about things that you really loved and you agreed with. But then when you meet them in person, it was like a whole facade. They were doble cara.
Okay. So is that kind of like the unknown, like God help me on the unknown type of thing? Yeah. Because it seemed
appearances lie. Mm-hmm.
Like it was, she or he was going to be a chill person, a cool person, or the person I thought they portrayed. Mm-hmm. But then they turned out to be something that you're
turned out to be
shocked.
Deceived. Yeah.
Like, what?
This is not who you portrayed yourself to be. Okay. Like Aguas Mansas, take a dip inside, nothing's going to happen. But in reality, there's a potential of being deceived by the water.
Okay. Right. So let's go part by part. Mm-hmm. So
Del Agua
Mansa Libreme Dios. What does that mean to you? A little bit deeper.
Okay. So I feel like it's saying or speaking to like the universe or God, whatever you believe in, because they know everything, right? God knows everything you can't see. So you're asking him to be and to guide you in a way where you can't see what's going on in a situation. So you ask God, like, you know what? I know I trust you more. So because I trust you more, I trust that you're going to lead me through a path through life where I am not met up with deceiving situations or manipulative people or being in a place where I was deceived. I don't know how else more to say but deceived.
Right. What I'm getting is that you are using it or you are seeing it as in like from things I cannot perceive, I put my faith that God has it handled to protect me.
So that's the first part. Yes, that's how I see it.
Okay, so
well said.
And you don't know because they're calm waters. You can't see underneath. You don't know what dangers are underneath the surface.
Ooh, I just thought of the ocean. That creeped me out. Ew, ew. The older I've gotten, the more afraid of the ocean I've become.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Anyways, I don't like to think about it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I bet a lot of people relate to that. Being afraid of the ocean.
Because you don't know what's lurking.
Yeah, exactly. So that kind of invokes that fear that comes when you the unknown. It kind of goes to like water. The deeper it goes, the darker it gets. So it's invoking a little bit of the afraid of the dark or what's in the dark. And like when there's a mystery,
when you can't see what's going on.
When there's the mystery of not being able to see, even in the ocean, there's like that fear that comes on, and you're just like.
But it's natural.
And what? Right? It's natural.
It's survival instinct right there.
I believe so. Yes, I think it's some. Joe Rogan said is some leftover monkey shit in our brain, like right there.
Oh yeah.
Depending if you believe in evolution or not, but
that's Joe Rogan for you.
Or anything. If the other way, it's just God gave us that knowledge in our brain to be able to help us analyze the world. And if it's dark if it's just dark, don't, because you know how you see how I was about to say, like when it's dark and scary. Dark doesn't need to be scary.
It doesn't.
But for whatever reason, we naturally... exactly.
Yeah.
We naturally give it that, like, there's fear. Things happen in the dark.
Things happen in the dark, yeah.
More things has happened that are bad in the dark than on light.
I don't know about that, but I just feel like because you can't see ahead as quickly or as easily, you can't react as quickly or easily when you're in the dark because you can't see as well.
Well, let me give you this. In the evolutionary way of thinking is who would hunt at night?
Nocturnal animals.
Exactly. And those are your lions, your tigers, your big cats, probably your dinosaurs or something. I don't know. I don't know. Or your big birds. They do that. Or back in the day. I don't think there's big birds anymore.
Big bird?
Oh, yeah. Big bird. This one.
Duh. So big birds, fear, dark, depths, water. And so because of that, you put your faith in God that you will be okay no matter what type of vibe.
He's the only one who you can ask for help at that point.
Yeah. So you're just hoping that you'll be okay.
Yeah.
That's what I think of, I guess, in that.
Because if
it is rapid water, may God help me during those times.
No.
I'm talking about the Agua Mansa.
So how
Agua Mansa.
So once the water gets rapid, once that tiger leaps out, it's no longer.
I don't agree with your point of view.
It's no longer God's help me. At that point, it's okay. The situation is no longer a mystery. I know. So now it's on me to either fight and kill this dragon, kill this
ogre. Just kidding. I don't know.
Kill this tiger, the whatever, or like in the example of like from rapid waters. Like I know, and it's on me on maneuvering. Like it's no longer God at that point. It's your decision. Do you agree on that or no?
Okay, yes, but I don't even like that you say that.
You don't like that
because you're saying like in your worst times, you're not going to God, Alejandro. I'm gonna ask you this straight up.
You already did.
Alejandro, I'm gonna ask you straight up. Like, in your worst times of your life, have you not looked to God?
Okay. Let's give the scenario so you can understand my perspective. Because
I understand your perspective, but what I'm saying is that I don't agree.
Okay. I'm just saying that in the moment when you're supposed to take action is not the moment to
start
invoke
praying.
God.
No.
Exactly.
I know
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So then you don't understand. Well, okay. So what from
I understand, but I don't agree.
You don't agree that you shouldn't pray whenever you should be attacking the freaking tiger?
I'm looking at it in a real life scenario.
No, baby, that's Alondra. That's a real life scenario. A jaguar or a mountain lion just presented, just poke, and it's growling at you. In that moment, are you going to pray to God? Or
I'm definitely gonna move out.
Is praying
try to survive? Yes.
Okay. Yes, that is.
So you're looking
no
at
longer
it.
God that's no longer moments to.
But you don't give credit to God after that. You think that was all you?
That's like another scene. We're not talking about that scene.
End scene.
Yeah, I know. Once you fight that freaking tiger or whatever.
Oh yes, that's what I'm saying.
Afterwards, you survive, because if not, then
you'd be dead.
You'll talk to your maker once that scene could go two ways.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all I'm saying. It's like, and I think that's where this dicho kind of comes in to explain that part, that like from when I'm taking my little walk in the trail and everything's nice and everything's dandy,
peaceful
and I'm just
pretty.
like, oh my God, it's amazing how nature is just like calm and beautiful, and se te ocurre, right? It's like, Diosito, dame que esta paz continue, and that's when you pray, right? When things are beautiful, you are aware. You can be like, God, also protect me right now because of this beautiful moment. I don't know what's lurking over there, and that's when I say that, protect me then, God, because you could make that tiger go away some other way. Like, give it to God. Like, I have no control right now of what's lurking out there.
Right.
So, but in the moment that danger does appear, that's no longer time to give
I
thanks.
fully understand.
Okay. That's all I was saying, and that's all the perspective I have on this dicho so far right now of what it means.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't see it that way at all. So that's why I guess I could say that I don't agree.
But you got to tell me where in specific is it that you don't agree.
Okay, so when I said the first part is have faith that God will guide you through a path where you're not going to get deceived, because what the dicho says, del agua mansa libreme Dios. Mm-hmm. From calm waters, God liberate me, or God save me from calm waters. Mm-hmm. Right? So that means that you're trusting God from calm waters, because calm waters are deceiving, right?
Mm-hmm. So now add in the second part.
So now what I don't agree with you is what I'm saying in the second part is, what is the second part? Que de la Brava Me Libro Yo. Mm-hmm. Okay? Meaning from rapid waters, I can already see the danger. Okay? Mm-hmm. I am able to decipher, and I'm able to see and not involve myself in that danger. Right? Mm-hmm. So be with me during those times where I don't see the danger or the potential hurt and pain or lies or whatever. Okay? And the part that I don't agree with is, okay, I mean, I guess it makes sense where you said that, but I just don't like the way that you worded it. Así de fácil. Okay. That's why I asked you, when you're at your worst, you never turn to God.
Yeah, but that's not what I meant.
What did you mean?
But
I know what you mean now, but that's why I'm saying, like, okay, it makes sense. That's what the dicho is saying, basically.
So one interesting thing that you said. Okay, so maybe I can rethink this part. Okay, save me from calm waters because I don't see the danger. Yeah. But the rapid ones that are obvious up ahead over there, I can deter myself from them.
Yeah, I can actively avoid it.
Right. But if I cannot see the danger, then that's when I help. That's when I need you for those moments. But the ones that I can see, I need help on that. But that's interesting because when you see the danger, you have to make decisions. Yeah. It's no longer on God at that point. Your survival is now up to you. And depending on which decisions you make, you will either survive or you will perish.
That's a hard way to say it. I don't. Yes, I'm just saying that the way that you phrased it kind of sounds really cold. As in, like, I don't need you when things are getting tough. I need myself more. And I don't really agree. I just feel like it's you. This is my personal thing. I always need God, no matter if times are good, if times are bad. Okay. Gracias a Dios. Todo, gracias a Dios.
Okay, but so then your issue is not with me. Your issue is with the dicho then.
No, my issue is the way that you worded it. That's why I was like, I don't agree with the...
Okay, el dicho básicamente dice eso.
Okay, fine. See, that's... I don't know what I'm saying. Yes, I am contradicting myself a lot of times. So my issue, now that you've said it, yes. But it's a true dicho. That's why I'm emphasizing a lot on the first part.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that I think I agree with the most. But I mean, I agree with both because it's a good dicho. But I would never just say that I don't need God. That's just it. It's not that deep.
Okay.
But yeah, that's just my thing.
Right.
But besides that,
that's where I give a lot of credit to this dicho, and whoever came out with this dicho said something very true, and something that the reason why this dicho made it this far to our history is because
you're not gonna kneel down and pray as you are about to get eaten by a dragon.
Yeah, that's not the
moment. There's a moment.
Time for praying and giving thanks to God and giving the will to God. And then there's a time when Jesus, God tells you, mother ever, grab your own wheel. This is your time.
I just say it like that.
I don't know, because my Jesus is kind of Mexican, you know?
This is your time. You gave him a thick
Alejandro,
accent.
this is your time. Grab the wheel. Rápido, rápido. Córrele. Que te agarre el coyote.
Coyote?
Yeah, I don't know why I said it that way, but I guess my internal view of Jesus is Mexican, because the person who most hammered Jesus and God to me was...
Hammered?
No, that was a Roman guy.
I'm just kidding.
No. Okay, the person who talked to me most and a lot about Jesus and religion was my mama and my grandma. Mm-hmm. And they're in Mexico, so it was like, okay. So I connected it too much to Mexico.
Do you pray in Spanish?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't pray.
Nah, I mean, you mean...
Like, for me...
El Padre Nuestro?
No.
No. Y los dichos?
Pray. Like, praying. Like, talking to God.
No. I internally talk in English. Like, my internal voice
is in English?
Is English.
Mine too.
Sometimes mixed with some Spanglish stuff.
Mine is always English. But it's
only whenever I need to switch on in my inner voice. Because I'm talking to my mom, or I'm talking to my grandma, or I'm talking to some... But anybody else is in English.
For me, my internal voice is all English, except when I pray. I don't know why. It doesn't feel the same, and I don't feel connected if it's in English. I don't know why.
It's probably the same reason why I
was raised
Jesus
going to church in Spanish.
Some type of Mexican, Latino.
It's your time.
Si Diosito me está hablando así en español. Pues, no sé.
That's cute.
Algo. No sé. Am I the only one? Let me know in the comments, guys, if that's you, Chicanos. What do you think?
Yes, let us know. So let's break down the second half. I feel like you have you broken down the first half? Yeah,
within all this conversation. Okay. But is this a point to go a little bit deeper?
Yeah, let's go deeper.
All right.
So let's go beyond what we just said about the dicho. Mm-hmm. What's on the surface, no pun intended.
All right, guys. What I can see or say, de mansas aguas librame Dios, que de la
Brava Me Libro Yo.
So, with anything in dichos, we always find out or kind of connect it with life. So for me, las aguas is life. Yeah. So when the waters are calm, when life is calm, and there's nothing that I am actively doing to watch out for myself because things are calm.
Life is good. Life is easy.
Life is good. Life is easy.
Nada te está preocupando. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, cuando todo está muy calmado y todo se siente así como que, oh, life is going pretty good.
Is that scary?
I think that's a moment when we need to be
grateful.
Yes, always, because that's the opportunity to do it. When things are peaceful, and simply because you have an opportunity to give thanks so that more good things come your way, right? Yeah. Asking, you shall be given. And because we also tend to forget
to be grateful.
Forget to be grateful.
Forget your position that you're in.
Those are the moments when, and I feel like I'm already going over it again because I keep thinking of that. Where it's only in those moments that you can give thanks, and you have to give it to him at that moment also, because you don't know what's lurking out there and what's coming.
Like in life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I understand what you mean, because I feel like I've told you this before, that when suddenly it feels like life has gotten really good. Like it's been a good season. So and this is around last year. This is not so much this year, but last year it was like a good season. Everything was flowing. Everything was good. But at the back of my head, I knew that this wouldn't be forever. Like this feeling of I have everybody in my life is healthy, happy, thriving. We're all good, Mm-hmm. Nobody's here struggling. And I know that that's not going to be forever. So that's scary. Is that what you mean?
And that's when...
Because it won't last. This feeling, even though it's a good feeling, I know it won't last. Same with bad situations. It won't last. Do you know? Is this what you mean? Because you're saying that you're in a calm phase of your life and you're grateful, but it's kind of scary because you know that eventually this situation is going to change for me.
Well, it's definitely interesting to see it that way, or if that's
just anxiety
idea.
I feel,
because el dicho does. I mean, it focuses on the calmness of water. That's when I want God to help me, or the universe, or that's when I ask for guidance. Because
it's not about for me, it's not about the calm water in this dicho.
No.
It's about what could be inside that calm water that could hurt me.
Right.
I guess the focus is not on Agua Mansa.
That's the part where I'm having trouble, I guess, to understand.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Because that's the thing that I don't know if it's referring to that or not. The calm water, meaning the fake calm water?
Yes, the fake calm water. That's because have you ever encountered a river that looks calm?
Uh-huh. I mean, I've been to the river.
Okay.
I've been to a river, but like...
Do you know about that concept?
Like, watch out when it's... Oh, okay, so...
Do you know? Okay, yeah, no. Answer me.
Okay.
Answer me, Luviano.
No creo que se me vaya. Hold on, let me do a mental note.
No, go. Go.
No, that's not fair, girl. You made me... Okay. Is it similar to...
I already forgot what I was going to say.
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh, no. That's what I didn't want happen to mine.
Go. Okay.
Is it similar to the saying that before the storm comes a calmness?
The calm before the storm.
That's what I mean. The calm before the storm type of thing?
Yes. That's same idea of Agua Mansa, que Dios te libre.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are in a calm phase. Water looks calm, but once you step into the water, it's going to take you under. Because the stream is actually the current is really strong. But you will never know unless you're in there. And that's why it's dangerous. So I forgot what I was going to say. Can you remind me?
Well, you went like, answer my question or...
Answer. Oh, okay. Yeah, right. So I was going to ask you, Alejandro, have you never heard of that, like a calm water?
No.
Being dangerous.
And I guess that's why...
Have you never, ever, no, your parents never talked to you about it? Your abuelito, tus primos, I don't know. Never? Like you never knew about this. So if you see a calm river, you'd be quick to jump in.
No, I guess my family was never close water or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, that's why it's like a new...
Like you never thought about that.
Type
you thought it was just calm water, period.
No, like, yeah, I don't know that scenario. Or I never read a book, or I never...
So you didn't know about the concept.
A movie, or had enough context of people saying that before, as in like, agua calmada, cuidado, porque te va a llevar, or something.
No,
I don't know.
O sea, you don't know. So you haven't really encountered that concept in general, right? That's what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's why for you heard this dicho and you thought of something else immediately. But for me, I thought of like, oh yeah, that's true.
Like, it makes sense, or like, oh no, I do remember someone saying that.
I'm just saying it makes sense because I don't know who told me.
Okay.
But you know, la movie Mi Familia, my family.
Right.
That's kind of what I think of whenever she's like going through the river trying to cross with her baby.
Oh.
Because like it's not really calm right there actually, but it got so hard that she went into the rapids.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally what came to mind when I thought of that. Okay.
Well, now if I'm giving it like I think this is in that movie, Anaconda. I think like the guy is like looking at the water and he's just like peacefully, right?
Yeah.
But underneath is like the anaconda
Ay,
hiding.
Dios mío, why would you say that? Ew, I saw that movie as a little kid, like a little girl.
Yeah.
Never again. It gave me the heebie-jeebies. When I go to Las Cascadas in Oklahoma, I think about that sometimes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my God.
No, never. I've never. Mainly because I guess I knew that
it's ridiculous.
Anacondas are only in the Amazon or in that
they
southern.
are real though.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, huge, massive ones. Huge. Anacondas will get you.
My anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun.
Terremoto. Anaconda. All right, now guys.
It's the same story.
Now that we broke down the dicho a little bit and we went a little bit deep, it's time to give a little bit of
life experience. When has this dicho played out? Or if we don't have life experience, just an example, I guess, of something like that.
What does it make us think of when knowing the context now and as well of y'all? There's a point also to go down to the comment section and give us a little story of when was it a good time, or when in your life this dicho was very true to you and related.
Let us know, because I like the chisme. Just kidding. All right.
Calm waters is also kind of like naive.
Yes, exactly. Like, okay, perfect. You said calm waters is like being naive because like how you said you have never encountered that concept before.
Right.
We meet up at a river. Alejandro's the first to jump in without questioning it. And now he's in trouble. That was being naive.
Right. Because you didn't know.
You didn't know better.
You didn't know
So because I don't know better, God guide me through these situations. Nice. Thanks. I thought of a story.
Oh, gosh. All right. Share that story for us, please.
So, how do I begin? So there was this time in my life. I was much younger. I was around 19. And this is when I had just met Alejandro. It was around that same time. Yes, Alejandro was in the picture. In fact, it was the day of gala. It was the morning of. And gala, like I said, was the event that Alejandro asked me to be his date to this event. And it was my first date, you guys. It was a big deal for me. I was constipated and I had diarrhea at the same time. That's how nervous I was. How
big of a deal was this for you?
You guys.
Even to consider that like today's the day that I'm gonna go meet up with the guy that I like, and he not only that I like, but he asked me to gala, and I have to get ready, and I'm gonna have to have this evening with him with a whole bunch of other people. But he's taking me.
He's picking me up. Like this is like a whole fairy tale type of thing. I've never in my life had this situation before at my grown age of 19. Okay, so it was the first for it was my first date.
Butterflies on the stomach.
Yes, my first butterflies, my first nervousness, and so I had this beautiful dress that I bought with my friends, and it was like a whole moment for me.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go early to the store and I'm gonna go buy myself a good foundation because I want to look good for my first date, you know? Like I already had makeup, but I just wanted to be sure that it was, the match. So I get in my little 98 Honda CRV and I go to none other than Kroger.
Oh, gosh.
And this was 2015, you guys. So the only times that I had gone to like these makeup stores specifically for makeup, like Ulta, Sephora, it was with my sister. And like I said, it was rare and few. It wasn't that often. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to drive all the way over to Sephora. I'm just going to go over here to Kroger because I know they sell makeup. So I'm over here. I drive to Kroger and I'm looking through the makeup. I'm like, all right, let me see. This one matches. No, this one's too dark. No, I'm oily. Let me get the oily one. So I was over here trying them out. I had the impression that you can try out makeup. There's testers on the first one for a reason. And I could see that these makeups had been opened already. So I was like, oh, well, yeah, like that's the thing because that's what we do when we go to Ulta and Sephora. So I'm over here looking at them. They're obviously opened. The tape is ripped and everything. And I'm like, duh, it's the tester. So I'm like, and there's a mirror there. There's this giant mirror in Kroger in the makeup aisle where I was like, okay, let me see. Just boop. And I didn't put it on directly on my skin. I put it on my arm. And then I would just check, you know. I was trying to be clean. So I was just going through and it's like, okay, let me see some lip liners. Let me swab them a little on my wrist. I said everything a girl would do at Ulta or Sephora. And then, God, this is a story I never told anybody, you guys, for the longest time. And you'll know why in just a moment. So I'm here just on my own, minding my own business. And I remember seeing at the corner of my eye, there's like this person, this figure, this person, I don't know, just there in the makeup aisle, but they haven't moved. I've been, walking around, swatching, looking at things, and this person doesn't move. And I see through the mirror, I can kind of still see him. I'm like, okay, this is feeling kind of weird. Like, I'm starting to get a weird feeling. And so I'm like, okay. So I try not to make a big deal. And I remember turning to the other side of the aisle and there was a worker there. Un muchacho. He was like college student probably. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, there's somebody else here. I don't feel too weirded out. He's obviously an employee. He's like stalking or whatever. So I was like, it's probably nothing. So I'm over here and I go back into whatever I was doing. I don't know what I was doing in the makeup aisle anymore. I was there for a long time because I was trying to make sure I had my matching foundation. I wanted to be good, Yeah. So I'm like hincada ahí y luego me viene a decir that guy, not the worker, but the random person that was just standing there and I felt that was staring. He comes up to me and he's like, come with me. And I'm just like, like my heart dropped to my butt. And I was like, and I told him, I was like, no. Like I straight up said, hell, like, no, I'm not. And he's like, no, you need to come with me. I'm like, I'm not going with you. I like told him straight up. I didn't know what was going on. Like imagine you just feel creeped out and somebody's staring at you from the side and then he comes up to you and says, come with me. Girl, I was so scared. I was like, oh hell no, I'm not about to get trafficked up in here. And so I said no until he kneels down to my level. Like I was already kneeling because I was looking at makeup on the bottom row. So he kneels down with me and he shows me his ID. It was a señor, like a old man, white hair. And then it said something about like he worked at Kroger. I didn't read his ID. I just saw that he worked at Kroger and he was trying to take me to some office. And he showed it to me and I still said, no, I'm not going with you. And then he's like, and so he was like, okay, well, I need to see your ID. And I was like, okay, like I get it. I was so scared. I was like, okay, here it is. And he saw that I was 19 and he was like, okay, you do. And then he basically told me, we were still kneeling down having like this whole encounter. And he was telling me, he's like, all of those makeup products you just touched, you contaminated. And I was like, I genuinely didn't know that. And I was like, no, I didn't know. And I was like, oh, I can pay for them. And so I told him, like, I can pay for them, like whatever it needs to be. I'll just take them, whatever. And then he looked at me, he's like, no, you can't. I was like, yes, what? I can. Oh my God. I could because I had my dad's credit card. Right. Oh gosh. I was so confident and my dad over there like working his ass off. Damn, pobrecito. Yeah. So I was like, no, like it's okay. I can pay for them. He's like, no, you can't. And I was like, oh my gosh. So like I was just so embarrassed. So I couldn't believe it because I've always been a goody two shoes. Like I've always been by the book and never been like, okay, I'm not gonna break any rules. I'm not gonna be doing this. I'm not gonna be wilding out, especially not at a store. Right. And so for me, I was like, wow, the first time that I do this at a Kroger, there's a señor trying to take me to security. Because they think you're about to steal all those. Or you're trying to steal. I guess he was thinking I was trying to steal or... Oh, I don't know. I don't know what would have happened, to be honest. Right. But like, I think about that. I'm like, wow, that was so embarrassing. And so what I did is like, okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. And he told me that, I don't remember what he said. I don't know how that encounter ended. I guess I just apologized. Le di lástima. He felt sorry for me and he just let me go with a warning, I guess. Right. And so all I did was I paid for my gum, my blue 5 gum. And I think I took some eyelashes that I already had before I started looking at the makeup. Right. And so I just paid and I went into the parking lot. Once I got into my car, I just started to cry, like anxiety cry. I think you've seen those. Okay. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, girl, get it together. Like after the whole little incident, like you were so like heart racing, weird interaction. You get in your car and all those emotions. Like after everything happened. Yeah, now that you're away from that situation, I could react. Okay. Yeah. And you just let it all out. I let it all. And I was like ugly crying all on my own in the parking lot. Just like
you like a mental breakdown.
Yeah, because I couldn't believe it. Because it felt like como que me regañaron. Obviamente me regañaron.
Yeah.
And
publicly
with that random kid there.
Like shaming you.
Yes.
Almost. Oh, God.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know why. I thought that boy was going to say something like, no, she's not stealing or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, girl, this ain't no Cinderella movie. Get over it.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So this was the morning of gala. Okay. So imagine that. I was just trying to have a good morning for my first date. And this happens.
Oh, gosh.
And so I took my walk of shame to the car. And then I drove myself to like this other CVS place. Yeah. Like all the way on the other side of like the place where I was living at the time,
mm-hmm.
just so I can finish buying my makeup. And I did not touch any makeup anymore.
All right.
But I've never stepped foot in that Kroger ever again to this day.
All right, good, because they have your picture.
I know, like wanted or warning. Oh God, poor little me.
So then that was an example of you not knowing.
Yeah, just being naive in the situation, not knowing that
there were rapid waters or like.
I wouldn't even say that. Maybe this was probably a bad example, but just being naive.
Okay, so let's break it down.
Okay.
All right. You coming into the Kroger and going into the aisle and trying all
the makeup apparently,
right, was calm water.
Yeah, I was
everything
having
happy and dandy, right?
I felt good.
And then what you should have done was pray to God and be like, Diosito, ayúdame, understand the situation, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Give me guidance type of thing.
I think there was some guidance there, as in there was tape on the makeup. As in, don't open it again type of thing.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I mean, these are testers. That's what I had thought. Like, there's tape on the makeup. It looks crusty McDusty. I'm going to still open it and swab it on my wrist and see how it looks with 20 other items.
Oh, my God. Did you go through 20?
No. It was probably like
19.
three foundations, and I was like looking at the glass container next to my face, and the one that I thought would match more, I would swab it.
Oh, okay.
But like, dang, I genuinely thought like this was given Ulta Sephora, but no, girl. It was Kroger. What was I thinking?
So you didn't know. Know about that. So that's why on those moments you need la ayuda de Dios.
Well, I just didn't know that wasn't the culture of Kroger. You can't just do that.
And that kind of plays on like
that's it.
Lo que no sabes es más peligroso que lo que sí sabes. Ooh. Porque ahí tú no sabes, you did not know. Let me say it in English. What you don't know is more dangerous than what you do know.
Could be, yeah. Right. And in that case,
you did not know that you could not or should not be trying this stuff. Yeah. Because then Lost in Prevention was going to come.
And be like, you owe us $500 worth of makeup right here, right now. And
500?
I don't know. I'm just exaggerating.
It was probably like 100.
I'm exaggerating.
Probably like 100 worth.
I'm exaggerating. Yeah. No, yeah. But obviously, I told him, I was like, I can pay it off. It's okay. Take my dad's credit card. And obviously,
so then
he left me off with a warning. So I was lucky.
That's good. So then when that calm situation
was over or
turned into rapid waters was when you were confronting
the guy. Come
with me.
I was so scared. I was like,
was it like a
he was very stern.
No, and you too.
Oh actually. Yeah, yes. I was like, no. Like,
you're very assertive.
Crazy.
Both you knew what you wanted. You knew what you were gonna do.
Like immediately I said hey, like not hit to him, hell no, but like I immediately said no. Like, I don't know you. Why would you ever think a 19-year-old girl is gonna come with you, strange man, with that demeanor?
You think in those situations there's a lot of like I guess I can say a little bit more submissive girls that would be like, okay.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Here's the thing. You thought you weren't doing anything wrong.
Exactly.
Which you stood your ground on. So like, why would I be
why would I need to go with you anywhere?
If I'm not doing anything wrong? Yeah. State your purpose, individual. But if you were doing something wrong,
I would immediately drop everything. Then you would you're right, I got caught.
You got caught. Okay.
That's that type of vibe.
I think that was the vibe that made him understand. I was like, oh, okay. She still screwed up by messing up all my
all
product.
Our merchandise.
We can't sell those anymore. But on the other hand, she is not a criminal. She wasn't trying to steal. She was naive.
Yeah, basically. Which is why I understand now. That's why he knelt down, because he was standing up when he said, "Come with me."
Right, like I said, he was mad. Like I said, like,
yeah, and I was the one that was kneeling down on the bottom row, looking at the makeup, and that's when I looked up. I was like, "No," and then I guess he got the memo. He kneeled down. He showed me his ID, and I never told anybody about that situation. I didn't tell my friends. I didn't tell my parents. I didn't tell my sister. I didn't tell Alejandro. I told the only person that knows this for the longest time was Alejandro for years. And I told him this probably after COVID, way later. And then I told my parents this 2 nights ago, just for fun. And they were cracking up.
Yeah, they were like, really? That happened during that time?
Yeah.
But I think that story came out because we were talking about around the same time period. And then Alondra was like, oh, you want to know what happened? I've never told anybody other than Alejandro this story. And then they listened and they had a pretty funny reaction.
Yeah. So now everybody knows. Judge me if you want. I don't care. I didn't know, you guys.
Yeah. And I don't think you're the only one
who wouldn't know
that naive. And I think it's a very common thing. And if it wasn't that, there's something else. Don't park in the handicapped parking lot or something. I don't know.
Maybe, I guess, yeah.
Don't put your señalero when you're exiting.
Don't. Why not?
Put your señalero.
Oh. that's a law. So is that.
So is that. That's rules from the store. It's hey, don't do that.
True that.
Right?
Sorry, sir.
And there's many things like that. Oh, really? I didn't know.
A ver, tú cuéntame tus penas.
A ver. Guys, when in the previous episode, when we talked about how Alondra was much more awake and more aware when she was younger, and I referenced that I was naive. I was a dumb little kid. I could have been the kid that would be like, oh, don't know, my parents are not here, type of thing. Right?
Oh, right.
So I was very naive when I was growing up. I thought the show was about me.
You're right? You were the main character?
I thought I was the main character. I thought things could never go wrong to me or whatever, right?
Really? And you said you were raised Catholic? Huh? You didn't fear God? You weren't God-fearing? You weren't self-aware?
I was naive. I don't know. I was pretty happy. I was very jokesy. I was very
That's true. I couldn't say.
Yeah. I like making my family laugh and hey, look, mom. I
thought that was Marco. He would fall.
No,
on purpose.
Marco was trying to. No, that's something else.
That's called trauma.
I was a middle child, so I did wanted attention for real,
love
and
that.
try to get it from my parents by doing this and look at. I would tell jokes and stuff.
You still do that with my family,
huh? All right. So because I was naive, I'm gonna share with you this one story where I was so naive that I got one of the most embarrassed things happened to me in public.
Oh, I know exactly. The story.
All right, ready. Let's set up the story. So, growing up, me and my family would love to go to Cici's Pizza. Let's hear it all to all those people who grew up going to Cici's Pizza because that was the place where your dad could take all of the family and everybody would eat.
And not go broke.
Exactly.
And everybody can eat till they're in a food coma.
And where you were greeted by, welcome to Cici's.
Oh, really?
All the
they
time.
Don't do that anymore.
Oh, they don't do that? No. Or in our spot, we're all, every time. No, it was part of the little, joyful part of going to Cici's because the moment you walk in, all the employees will be like, welcome to Cici's, welcome to Cici's. And then the one in the back, welcome to Cici's.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
I guess I was never welcomed.
Yeah, no. And you felt so welcome as in oh shit, they say to
We're gonna start welcoming the viewers like that.
Right?
Welcome to KEDICHO.
Welcome to KEDICHO. Welcome to KEDICHO. Welcome to KEDICHO. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, so we would like to go to Cici's Pizza growing up, right? Or my dad took us there a lot, right? So it was a very chill place. It was a home. It felt like home. It felt like it was a whole experience. We loved it.
I loved it. I still love it.
You love it too? Yeah, the times that we go. Pizza also. I love pizza. And I love the idea of getting as many slices as you want.
So good. I want Cici's
or
now.
Until your mom told you, yeah, no, Alejandro.
Your mom would tell you that?
Hey, yeah.
Aw, pues cuando usted comía.
Now, we would also be like a competition type of thing. Be like, "Apá, ¿cuánto te comiste tú?" Yo llevo, no sé, unas 9. 9 slices. Ajá, te voy ganando. Yo llevo 10.
No manches,
And then Marquitos
Alejandro.
be like, yo llevo 12.
Alejandro. That's so
All right, let's bring the numbers down. Yo llevo 5. Yo llevo 6.
12.
Yo llevo 7. Whatever amount it was. But like, we would make it kind of like competition. Then we'd be like, Ma, ¿cuántos llevas tú? Yo llevo 3. And be like, you got like none or whatever. Anyways. There's so many fun times going on CC's. But okay, in this particular time that we went to CC's, like always, you come in, get greeted, walk in the line, get attended by the cash register person. Me, fake 12 when I'm actually 13
when
or
you're
whatever.
17.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Do that whole shebang.
Oh my God.
And then this is like this is a core memory, right? Like you get handed your
the kid's cup.
Your cup, right?
You're like, yes.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, yeah, like let's go. So this is where like the beef of the story starts, right? Mm-hmm. So I get the cup and I go pick the table. I'm followed by my brother. I'm followed by my sister, or they're coming with me, and we're all kind of going to the table, and we're like, esta, aquella, no, we like this one, and then we pick one, and then as we're going, my parents usually their thing is like, they don't go pick a table because us kids, we got that shit. Yeah, we got that shit. That's our job. So by that time, they're already like they already paid. My dad already paid, so they got their cups, and they usually already go to their drinks to the fountain drink like clockwork.
Right.
That always happens in my world. That always happens. By that time, I'm going to the sodas. My parents are already there, or my mom or my dad, right? So since I was the last one to pick my seat, my siblings were already waiting to get their soda at the soda fountain. And so I'm over here walking up and I'm like, yo, hey, the story's about me. Hell yeah. Like I'm the main character. I'm here.
Gosh.
And then as I'm walking, so
there's a line.
There's Marco and Mariana waiting to get served.
Behind your mom.
Behind my mom.
Yeah.
Right?
So then there's a line.
So then as I'm walking by, I'm like, hey, Nanis, hey, Marco, watch this. And I go like my mom was like serving herself like a soda.
She's in the middle of just like.
So she's reaching to the other side, and I'm like, my drink's right there. It's Fanta orange. But I go like, nyaka nyaka, and I start serving myself the drink. And in that moment, like it felt like a fat minute, like you know, like and like me laughing, like I just got
her.
I just got my mom.
Yeah.
I turned around. That's not my mom, dude.
Who was it? Some stranger.
Some Carmen looking lady, dude.
Yeah. Basta de estupidez.
So yeah, in that moment, like my smirky face of like even the nyaka nyaka, like you know, like that's literally what I said. Like as I go like a sneaky type of noise that I made.
Yeah.
Like nyaka nyaka.
If you're Mexican, you know exactly what that sound effect is. Like it's just
right.
I don't even know why it's a thing.
Wait, why did I have that in my arsenal? I feel like that was a tool to use, right?
It's like
nyaka nyaka.
It's like a evil little act. Nyaka nyaka.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
okay.
Or like plotting something evil.
Nyaka nyaka. Yes.
You know?
Okay. I think that's was the vibe. I said like,
so
I got
you
you,
did
man.
that,
Like,
and you said that because you were gonna trick her.
Yeah, but
prank her.
So for me, the moment that like I'm serving and I'm like laughing, like, and I look at the lady's face, like surprised. I said like, excuse me, and then that's when I realized I'm like, that's not my mama, and I'm like, I don't know what to say. I froze. I said like,
it's like Alejandro,
and I guess that's when like my sister spoke for me.
Alex.
She's like, Alex, ¿qué estás haciendo? That's not my mom. And I'm like, duh, I know. I'm sorry. And she just kind of like took it as like, oh, okay, I guess.
Like little kid or whatever.
Like, it's okay, pero no hagas eso otra vez. It was was a Mexican lady too.
Oh, well, like, obviously because your mom is Mexican.
Yeah. So the thing that got me was that like this lady was wearing the same olive sweater that my mom was wearing. Okay, like a similar one, not even the same, but like similar. But for me, it's like I didn't notice enough the details. Oh my God! In front of like the lady, in front of my sister, my brother, and my sister was like, "¿Qué va a hacer este?" I'm like, "Oh, Alex, that's not my mom." And Marco like, "Alex, ¿por qué hiciste eso?" Bro, I couldn't take it. I was so ashamed.
My God.
That ni me agarré soda. Me fui a sentar.
A loser. Walk of shame.
Nannies couldn't. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Nannies cannot
talk about that without crying.
I know. Nannies has this. That's a core memory for Nannies too, because like she saw me publicly shame myself in front of that lady. So that was very epic and naive. I was very naive, as in like I thought I was funny and nothing could go wrong to me, but like my little childhood experience has shown me so many times that, or it showed me that
don't be naive.
Yeah. Everything you do, things can go wrong very quickly.
Oh my gosh.
So that was one of those, guys. That was we call it the ñaca ñaca story.
And it's kind of like a tradition for me now. Whenever we're at CC's, I do it to him. Every now and then. So he doesn't know when it happens, but it has happened.
No, yeah, she got me off guard this one time.
I have a video. You sent it to your family.
And she even filmed it, and I was like so surprised that she did that. I was like, how dare you get my childhood insecurity and shove it in my face and do it to me?
Oh my God.
How dare you, Alejandro? How dare you, Alondra?
You think you're still the main character? How dare you, Alejandro?
And I'm talking to myself in the
third person.
The third person.
Yes, how dare you, Alejandro?
Oh gosh.
Oh my God. That is hilarious and unfortunate at the same time.
Yeah, and that story is like what do they call it? A never-ending story in my family.
Yeah, like I remember when I first got to know your family when we first started dating. That's one of the stories that they told me.
Oh yeah,
it was hilarious.
My family has this tradition of like after we eat, that's when we reminiscent about our past and funny stories and whatever, because ya estamos bien comidos, ya comimos, ya bebimos y ya estamos bien para las historias.
Yeah,
they're all the same stories.
Yeah, okay, I was about to say, I remember when I first got to know you, I was so amazed, like, wow, you guys have so many funny, beautiful, loving stories of your family. 7 years later, I know the mom, just like, scratched record or what?
No, it's like,
I'm just kidding.
Because if I'm
ya me la sé yo también.
Right, yeah. So like, now you're part of it. So anybody who is new, that's their first experience.
Yeah.
And they're hearing it for the first time. And they're good stories. Like, for example, for all my viewers, this story, I am happy to share the story with y'all. It's been a story in my family, in that sacred family bonding moments, and now I have shared it with y'all, so please take care of the story. Yes. And it's very funny.
Send us your ñaca ñacas at CC's. Do it.
Oh,
that'd be so funny.
That'll be a trend. Imagínate. Just like, and we'll show the video. Like, this is the video
of me doing it to you.
Yeah, this is a visual representation of what happened.
Ñaca ñaca.
Hey, no manches. Are you serious?
Now, that was a beautiful story, Alejandro. Thank you for sharing. But I will say, I don't know what our stories have to do with the dicho anymore.
No, yeah.
It's not really, like, that's the best we could do with how we broke it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we don't have, like, an example. At least I don't have an example where I encountered somebody who catfished me or whatever. Like, that's a good example, getting catfished.
Really? Like, that's an example. Well, I was catfished by that olive green sweater of that lady.
I'm talking about being catfished.
Oh, okay.
No.
Is that whenever they appear to not be
Well, because like you were in danger when you said you were catfished by the lady that looked like your grandma. What I'm saying is like being catfished. O sea, yo no tengo un ejemplo where I believe somebody was this way, but it turns out they were the complete opposite. I never encountered anybody like that.
Is that what that dicho is saying?
It could be.
It could be. There you go.
There's a lot of ways to see it. Like if somebody did get catfished, this is a perfect dicho for them. Del agua mansa libreme Dios, que de la brava me libro yo. O sea, if I'm getting catfished, please let me know, God, because I would know if it's a true person or not. I would like to know.
If I was to rewrite, or not rewrite, but if I was to rephrase the dicho for it to make sense today, I think it would be more geared towards this, as in, God, help me from the things I don't know, because the ones that I do know, I already know them.
Yes. Or piggybacking from that, God, help me from the dangers I am not aware of, because the dangers that I am aware of, I can avoid.
If I was to break my story down with the dicho to like line it up, right? Set it up, right? The calm waters was hey, this is very familiar. We've done this so many times. We've gone to CC's. So that's the calm waters, right? So, God help me of those calm waters, because it was, I didn't know of that. So that's, from those moments, help me, because then from the rapid, I don't know, actually.
See, it's kind of hard.
Oh gosh. Okay.
But I will say one. Okay. This is a real current event that is going on right now. Have you heard about the Hawaii fires?
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. I've seen it on my feed a couple of times.
Yes. So I have been listening and keeping up with what has been going on, or what happened last week in Hawaii, in one of the islands in Maui. And so a city burned down, and I am now seeing, I guess, a lot of the people who lived in that city. I don't know how to say the name, so I'm not going to butcher it. But I'm seeing on the TikToks there's a lot of people who are filming who are in danger, like immediate danger, but they're not aware of it, because first of all, you don't know what's going on. You just see that it's smoky and it's getting dark. But these people who are recording don't realize that there's blazing fire burning and creeping up. And these people in this said TikTok are talking about, oh, at least we're safe here in this building. At least we've gotten into safety. And then suddenly it just starts to get smoky. Like you can't see the car in front of you in the parking lot anymore with their lights on. So what I'm saying is that del agua mansa libreme Dios. Because these people didn't see the danger. Because if they knew del agua brava se libran ellos, right? If they knew that there was a fire right there, they would have dipped.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and honestly, that's so unfortunate and sad that that's how a lot of people lost their lives. Right. Because they didn't know, they couldn't see it, they weren't aware of the situation and of the danger that they were literally in until it was too late. So yeah, that's what's happening right now. It happened.
That's a good example of it.
All right, so ideas clave is apariencias, precaución. So take precaution to looks, the way things may appear. So
main clave del dicho es precaución.
Precaution to apariencias.
To appearance.
That's why I'm saying catfish.
So
that's why I said those people who were thinking they were safe from whatever storm.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because they didn't know that it was actually a sign of danger.
So I think I can break mine down now. Okay. So the dicho is to be aware of appearances. Well, the appearance was that this was going to be a time in CC's like any other day. Like any other time that we've been to CC's.
It seemed like it.
Right? It seems like it, but it wasn't. Because there was this other lady. And also, I forgot to say this in the story. The reason why my parents weren't at the table yet is because something happened to the receipt thingy. Oh. So it delayed my parents a bit more from going to get their drinks. If not, my parents would have been there with Marco, Nanis. Yeah, so that's kind of what happened. But this wasn't those regular ones. The appearance of being a regular CC's event did not happen because of the receipt getting stuck and the person taking his time to change it, and my parents still being over there. But me being unaware that happened led to that. And so be aware for those moments, because that's whenever you're supposed. God save me from those moments. I guess I understand now the dicho.
Oh my God, an hour in.
I know. And that's why we're here,
get it.
guys.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
And that's why we're here. We're here to understand the dichos more. Because
so now, do you understand all of the things that I was trying to say?
Yeah.
Then?
Like,
and why
calm waters are usually not good signs.
You don't know what could happen. Yeah.
Yeah, because just because nothing bad has happened doesn't mean
nothing bad's going to yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't it's fine. Nobody has fallen on the well yet, so it's not gonna happen
until Billy falls down the well.
Exactly.
Damn.
Not just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it can't. So
that got dark real quick. So here's the significado.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna read it. This is on a website. All right. I'm gonna read it in Spanish. Un río aparentemente tranquilo puede esconder remolinos y ollas, por lo que resulta más temible que un río de corriente violenta. Aplicado a las personas, este refrán da a entender que las personas de carácter tranquilo pueden mostrarse sumamente irascibles cuando se enojan, con la consiguiente sorpresa para quienes tenían otra impresión de ellas.
That totally opened up like another concept. When it's in people.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. It's que, I'm gonna be real, I don't think you understood it fully. I guess.
Okay, right.
That's why I was saying when you're catfished. Like, you think somebody is this way.
And I mean, that opened up like the idea of like, I've watched several documentaries about serial killers. What do the neighbors always say about the person in question is that he seemed like a nice guy. He was always nice.
Serial killers?
Right.
Yeah.
They said that about Ted Bundy.
Exactly. So that is what it's saying. Like, that's the message.
That's the message, guys.
I knew of the message, but I wanted to go into something just different avenue.
Okay.
That's why I guess I didn't give like that example, but maybe had I said something like that, you would have understood it early on. I think that's why I kind of felt like I didn't agree with the way that you were explaining your understanding,
right?
Because it just took like a really hard left for me, but it don't matter. Everybody has their interpretation.
Yeah. So a calm person, just because someone is calm does not mean that they will not explode and be irrational or blow up or right. And don't trust that. Don't trust that because they're calm. Everything
just because they're calm doesn't mean that when you're in a relationship with them, they're not going to be abusive, digamos.
Right.
Cosas así pasan.
It's because also, I guess, the part where like God, where you invoke God on those, it's like that's what threw me off too.
What do you mean?
De aguas
mansas
libreme Dios. So like,
do you know what that means? The phrase, that sentence.
Librarme is like save me.
Help me avoid him. God. All right, we're going to translate this word by word. De aguas mansas. You're so cute. De aguas mansas, calm waters. Líbrame Dios. Liberate me. Free me of them.
Liberate me.
Help me avoid. The encounter of aguas mansas.
Aguas mansas. Referring to, you don't know if...
I don't know the danger in that water. Okay. God, liberate me from needing to face it. Because the aguas...
okay.
the aguas...
Did I literally had a moment of like...
yeah.
Okay.
Porque de la brava me libero yo. O sea, because I can see with my eyes here right in front of me, this water is dangerous. I'm not going to be fooled and go into it.
Damn. Okay.
So that's why I'm saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Or fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you can't fool me twice.
Yeah. All right, yeah, that makes so much more sense, and I'm glad we dive deep into the dicho because now I'm able to understand and give context of the dicho.
Beautiful.
And next time someone asks me what this dicho means, I will be able to clearly guide them to the right answer. So everything I said before, it was just me being murky about the dicho, not really
murky waters. Okay, understandable. It's gonna happen.
It still, I guess, it did help see.
It was
into
a
a different perspective of where this dicho could go, because that's why you said, "Oh, I have not seen it that way." You're going deep already, type of thing.
Yeah. The stories that we did talk about, like the personal ones, they didn't really reflect it all the way, because like I said, I don't think I haven't encountered being deceived, besides the fact that I was being naive and I went into a calm water, digamos.
Right.
That's the best way I could.
Yeah, because the message is definitely a bit different than what we explained. So looking back in my personal life, looking for a moment where like
you were deceived,
appearances was not what I thought they were. Would have been the story about I thought they were my friends, but at the end of it, they were just jealous of me.
Were they?
Yeah. Do you know which story? Should I tell that story or la salvamos para otro tiempo?
The necklace?
Yeah.
I mean, it's already too long.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we've dived deep into the dicho. We've given descriptions of what the dicho means, and we've shared 2 great stories with y'all.
Yes, sir.
That could connect to the dicho. And that is all for the KEDICHO episode.
Except for we have a little announcement we'd like to make to you guys, the viewers in specific, not the listeners, the viewers, because this is only going to affect the viewers. All right. So yeah, you guys, viewers here, you will be seeing pretty soon that our setup is going to be changing.
Yes, guys, we have made a decision that this will be the last episode ever.
Period. On YouTube.
To look like this.
Yes, you guys, you heard it here first. Yeah. So we've come to the conclusion that our background, our little setup, doesn't really reflect what we want it to be. Like the message, what we talk about, what our podcast is about. The background is kind of like nada que ver, you know?
Nada que ver. So what we sat down and we broke down the essence of what the podcast is about, and the environment, the visual environment and the visual aesthetic that we want to acquire. We broke it down and we came down with the essentials. Yeah. So that we wanted to look. The visual essential.
Very aesthetic.
Right. That what we talk about and the stories that we share with y'all, and also our heritage will be portrayed
mainly
more. That,
like, obviously, KEDICHO, we're talking about dichos, we're talking about Mexico, we're talking about cultura, obviously nos falta barrio. So this is why we're doing it. But also just here in the podcast room, we've noticed that it doesn't really reflect anything. So you're going to be seeing some changes, maybe a few TikToks here and there of our projects that we're going to be doing.
So stay tuned to the next episode, that we will have a major upgrade to our podcast studio. I am your host, Alejandro Lubiano.
And I'm Alondra Lubiano.
And that's all for today.
Bye, guys. Love you.